2019 was a tremendous debut year for All Elite Wrestling. The new Disruptor promotion fronted by Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. With the resounding success of their pay-per-views and weekly TV show Dynamite on TNT, some argue that All Elite Wrestling has become the first promotion to truly rival the almighty WWE in almost 2 decades. Whilst it may not be the first on the list when you consider AEW's achievements in 2019, the launch of AEW Dark should not be forgotten. This popular YouTube series serves as a companion to Dynamite, providing a recap of the main show along with exclusive in-ring action. It's a masterstroke from AEW as it allows Dynamite to remain at a palatable 2 hours, while still providing talent not featured on the main show with a platform to showcase their skills. Extra promos, vignettes and the fantastic Undesirable to Undeniable also provide an excellent way to really get to know the AEW superstars. The success of AEW as a whole and its web series Dark has been further proven just recently, with TNT renewing Dynamite until 2023 and network head Kevin Riley announcing that an adapted version of Dark would also be coming to the network in the near future. A popular feature of AEW Dark has been the guest announcers, which have joined Excalibur at the booth every week. With a mix of active AEW stars, wrestling legends and personalities, it's brought great variety to the show. But which one was best in 2019? In this video we rank them all, but first a quick disclaimer. Our rankings do not include full members of the AEW broadcast team, so JR and Tony Schiavone are not included. Despite being a clear fan favourite, Orange Cassidy's cameo at the commentary booth is not included either. So without further ado, I'm Ash Robertson from Man Thoughts, and this is every AEW Dark guest announcer ranked from worst to best. Number 11, Vickie Guerrero. Despite her on-screen WWE character, it's safe to say Vickie Guerrero's guest appearance on AEW Dark reminded wrestling fans just how much they missed her. Whilst it was great to see Vickie, the wife of the late great Eddie Guerrero, back in the wrestling world, it's fair to say she wasn't the best fit behind the broadcast booth. Her commentary alongside Excalibur drew comparisons to that of Jerry the King Lawler, as she leered at Private Party and SCU throughout the opening tag match. Slightly cringy leering and repetitive Cougar references aside, Vickie did offer some funny moments, and great responses to Excalibur's line of questioning. She certainly lost some of her nerves and warmed up later on in the show, forming a great partnership with Joey Janela. Number 10, Nyla Rose. Episode 9 of Dark saw the native beast Nyla Rose join Excalibur on commentary. She secured the spot by attacking original guest announcer Shana at an AEW meet and greet before the show. It's a great idea from AEW to reinforce Nyla's character as this badass monster heel who feels disrespected by the AEW roster and management and therefore lets nothing stand in her way. It's just a shame this wasn't carried through to her time on commentary. Things deteriorate from the outset as Nyla starts out aggressive before quickly making a duty joke. Whilst there was some exceptions, many of her jokes landed poorly, and other examples of silly references or wordplay just ended up taking viewers away from the action. But for every negative comment on YouTube, there was a positive one, highlighting her good timing, her commentary etiquette and her ability to not only sell the action and the high spots, but the characters too. Number 9, Dr. Brit Baker DMD. For episode 10's tag match, Excalibur was joined by real-life dentist and girlfriend of Adam Cole, Dr. Brit Baker DMD. During her time behind the booth, she did an okay job. It certainly wasn't the reinvention of JR and the King, but she did get on well with Excalibur. While she did put a lot of effort into putting over Jurassic Express and expanding on their individual characters and backstories, her delivery at times was really monotone and gave the impression she was either bored or didn't really want to be there. It's worth acknowledging her effort to get into the role, using the famous commentary line of when she spoke to ex-wrestler in the back. This was a nice touch, despite the fact we heard it used a few times, and not every time was it followed with something of value. Number 8, Arn Anderson. Before becoming the head coach for Cody, the enforcer Arn Anderson donned the headset for episode 6, alongside esports and occasional AEW announcer Golden Boy. For someone who's been entrenched in the WWE bubble for so many years and missed the rise of much of AEW's roster, Arn did a great job on commentary. Not only did he keep up with the action, but provided some great insight throughout the match. Playing as the sideman to both Excalibur and Golden Boy, he really showcased his wealth of knowledge and experience, along with his sense of humour. AA was the perfect fit for the show in Charlotte, as demonstrated by the incredible reaction he received from the crowd. Number 7. Dustin Rhodes. The natural Dustin Rhodes has to be one of the wrestlers who benefited the most from the birth of AEW. The former Goldust went from languishing in the WWE midcard to having an incredible career regeneration, highlighted by what many consider to be the match of the year against his brother Cody at Double or Nothing. Sidelined thanks to a brutal yet familiar attack at the hands of the Inner Circle, Dustin filled the guest commentary slot for episode 7. And what Dustin may have lacked in research or knowledge of careers and backstories, he certainly made up for with sheer enthusiasm. Yes, he may have called Chuck Taylor a rookie, and yes, it may have felt like watching wrestling with your dad at times, but he put the talents over, called out the BS, and had a blast throughout. He did a great job for his first attempt, and formed a strong and entertaining partnership with Excalibur, a team which could really blossom if Dustin is given more time behind the booth. Number 6. Joey Janela. As mentioned earlier, Joey Janela pulled up a chair alongside Excalibur and Vickie Guerrero to take on commentary duties for the remainder of episode 11. For fans of the independent scene, this would have been a welcome addition. Joey has been showcasing his great mic skills for many years across a number of promotions. In AEW, he certainly didn't disappoint. He was well informed as to be expected and didn't shy away from having fun and referencing his previous experience, even if it was with another promotion. Imagine that happening on WWE's sanitised commentary. He will of course be best remembered for his insider references. During the main event there was plenty of inside baseball as Jelly Nutella himself took shots at Jim Cornette and even referenced his real life altercation with Enzo Amore. While some of this would have gone over the heads of disengaged WWE fans who are new to wrestling outside Titan Towers, the overall quality of Janela's commentary still kept fans close to the action. Number 5. Colt Cabana. Another seasoned announcer on the independent scene, it was only a matter of time before Colt Cabana made his way to AEW, following his Ring of Honor departure. Whilst it wasn't in a wrestling capacity, it was to take up the guest commentary spot for episode 12 of Dark. And from the get-go, it was clear Excalibur and Cabana were good friends and they had great chemistry together. It was slightly confusing though, as both sound almost exactly the same as each other. Nonetheless, Colt Cabana brought his signature enthusiasm and humour to the proceedings, but without taking over the show. He did a great job as colour commentator, allowing Excalibur to tell the story and do the play-by-play, whilst occasionally dropping in with a good comment, a little bit of insight or some humour. With rumours of Colt doing some producing behind the scenes at Dynamite, it could be the case that we see Cabana back behind the booth in the near future. Number 4. Chuck Taylor. With the most appearances at the announce desk for AEW Dark, Chuck Taylor of the Best Friends may just be AEW's pick to top this list. Who can blame them? Across 2 guest spots in 2019 and 1 already this year, he did a fantastic job. Sexy Chucky T picked up where he and Excalibur left off from their days in PWG, except this time there was no Adam Cole around to roast. If you didn't know their history together, it wouldn't have taken long for you to work it out, with their great chemistry and natural rhythm working with each other. Unlike other active roster members, Chuck demonstrated his thorough knowledge of all the angles and storylines, and did a great job of making everyone look and sound like real superstars. It's amazing he made such an impact, as he tried to get a word in around the silky commentary of one freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Number 3. Shawn Spears. It's long been said that the best formula for commentary is a 2-man team combining a babyface and a heel. It's been proven for decades by the likes of the great Gorilla Monsoon with the brain and the body, and my good old JR with Paul Heyman and Jerry the King Lawler. When the self-proclaimed chairman of AEW, Shawn Spears, joined Excalibur on commentary for episode 8, he proved this is still the superior format. What made Shawn's commentary so great was his ability to maintain his heel character, but not at the expense of the action or the wrestlers in the ring. Shawn was the first person to acknowledge or praise the abilities of the competitors, babyface or heel. However, it was expertly nuanced with little heelish jabs to subtly remind fans the competitors weren't as good or as smart as him. Being a great heel announcer is all about expertly balancing these elements. Too much one way and the commentary is overbearing and annoying. The other way and all the heel tendencies of the character are lost. many fans would agree Shawn Spears was just right. Number 2, MJF. One man who many argue showcased this formula perfectly was Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And to be expected from MJF, he really turned this up to 11. He did such a good job of building everyone up, it gave him plenty of room to go with his scathing comments without burying a single person in sight. It was truly a masterful example of well-balanced heel commentary. Whether it was making fun of Sadie Gibbs wearing a mouthpiece because she's British and we all have terrible teeth, or saying Jimmy Havoc is like a Greek statue, pale with no arms, MJF could easily be considered as today's answer to Bobby the Brain Heenan. And when MJF decided to hang up his Burberry scarf, he will certainly be worthy of a full-time place on any commentary team he chooses. And number 1, Tazz. When the AEW circus rolled into Philadelphia, there was only one clear choice for commentary. With a wealth of experience behind the desk in both WWE and TNA, along with in-ring expertise from spells in both New York and ECW, the human suplex machine Tazz was absolute perfect for AEW Dark. Despite leaving TNA in 2015, Tazz has clearly not lost a step. Not only was his product knowledge on point, he called the action like a legitimate sport, highlighting the psychology and the different holds and manoeuvres and why they're so effective. What's more, he did so with his usual enthusiasm and well-placed humour. In just their first outing, he forged a tremendous partnership with Excalibur, the two-man team that many fans say they'd love to see every week on Dark. In further appearances, whether it's the Full Gear buy-in or standing in for Tony Schiavone on Dynamite, he has continued to deliver the goods. With Tazz recently signing a multi-year contract with All Elite Wrestling and Dark eventually moving to network TV, many fans, including myself, are hoping Tazz becomes a permanent fixture on AEW Dark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and comment down below with your favourite guest announcer. What have you thought of All Elite Wrestling so far? Until next time, I'm Ash Robertson, and we'll see you again here at Man Thoughts.